Hi, everybody. We're the Film Pigs. This is Fast Stephen Falk, Furious Steve Skelton, and I'm Todd. And my wife's in the back seat who went to the movie with us. She's asleep. We had to carry her out of the theater. She just remains asleep. So what did we see, Mr. Stephen Falk?
Four Fast, Four Furious.
Mm-hmm. And Steve Skelton, what was it about?
Vin Diesel and Paul Walker, car, explosion, argument, talk, guitars to make you feel sad, and tunnel.
Nappy time.
Yes, literal nappy time. Both of these Steves actually laid out in the fancy Arclight seats and got some shut-eye until they were woken up by a loud explosion near the end of the film. I had the opposite experience. I found it gritty, real, easily the best crime thriller since French Connection. I'm glad Fast and the Furious, the franchise, continues to put it into the minds of young, impressionable teenage girls that they need to dress like whores and make out with each other in order to be considered worth anything.
There was a three-way girl makeout.
Two, yeah,
two.
No, it was three. Where there's more than
like two.
There were two. There was one with three and one with two.
So
a lot of lipstick lesbian, and that was pretty sweet. And my favorite part of the movie is right before Vin Diesel blows up his car, and thus all the other cars around him. He looks right into the eyes of the guy who kills a main character early in the film and says,
Another time he brutally kills a guy and he just kind of watches his car explode. He goes, and it starts off. It did something that annoys me, that's become a cliche, where the uber villain is like the nerdy short one of the bad guys. You know what I mean? There's like a nerdy, well-dressed short guy, like the fucking new Bond did it.
Right.
Like a guy that anyone could beat up.
Yeah.
You know, and he's the uber boss, and then of course he puts up a good fight. And
that's kind of stupid.
yeah.
Anyway, so Fast and the Furious, not that fast, but it did make these guys somewhat furious.
If by furious you mean sleepy.
Yeah. And now, what have you seen lately, fellas? Steve?
I saw that I Love You, Man.
And?
It's fine. It was funny. I'm just really tired. It was funny though. I liked it. I enjoyed it. A lot of Los Feliz Silver Lake locations. I like that. Rashida Jones is adorable.
Yeah, she is.
And that's it.
What about you, Mr. Skelton?
I watched on my Netflix, I watched The Matador that I hadn't seen before.
Right.
Brosnan, which I enjoyed. It's a good rental picture.
The guy from The Soup, he's pretty good.
And Greg Kinnear, but Brosnan's funny as a middle-aged drunk hitman.
I myself saw Monsters vs. Aliens with my 3-year-old son, and he was entertained the entire time. So as far as I'm concerned, it's a winner. However, the 3D thing, I don't get it. Don't get it. I don't know how it's improved over the way it was in the 60s and 70s whenever it started. I guess it's fancier.
Seems like the technology's about the same. You still got to put up some fucking goddamn
put on glasses. It kind of gives you a headache.
Well, I think the technology's improved where it gives you a sharper, more piercing headache than their typical cellophane glasses.
Listicle, your favorite mumbly action star of all time, Skelton.
My favorite mumbly action star of all time is Dolph Lundgren in Red Scorpion, because he has to do his Russian accent that he mastered in Rocky IV.
What about you? Favorite mumbly action guy?
Well, I just there's a lot of good mumbly ones. I was gonna go with Clint Eastwood, but I think I'm gonna go with Keanu Reeves, because he's just so bad, but he actually does some good action pictures like Point Break and Speed and The Matrix.
I probably would have said Schwarzenegger myself if it wasn't for the fact that he's cut the education budget in the state so much that my wife has to suffer. So I'm not going to say him. Anyway, Fast and the Furious, or Fast and Furious, not the Fast and Furious. Fast and Furious.
You just remove conjunctions and
For sequels
For
now. That's all you
sequels.
do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to sleep now.
Yeah, good night. I gotta wake up my wife. We gotta get home. Wake up, sweetheart. Let's go.